Let's begin with a story that has been developing just over the last few hours. The largest domain server on the internet, GoDaddy.com, was taken down today, shutting down thousands and potentially millions of websites. Now, the Twitter user @anonymous03R wrote, "The attack is not coming from Anonymous Collective. The attack is coming only from me," and went on to say that the action is being carried out to test how the cybersecurity is safe and for more reasons that I cannot talk now. All right, well, we want to talk about it now with RT web producer Andrew Blake. And hey, Andrew, I know there's a whole lot of things that we really don't know at this point.
No, we really don't know next to nothing. But we can speculate,
what
and we can talk.
We know?
Okay, I shouldn't say we're going to speculate because we know some things. We know a couple hours ago, GoDaddy disappeared. The website went offline. A bunch of the websites that are hosted through GoDaddy, the largest domain registrar on the internet. They have something like 8 million different user accounts. A bunch of their sites, a bunch of their emails just, bam, disappeared. And actually, GoDaddy's come out maybe 2 or 3 times in the last few hours just to say, hey, we're working on it, hold tight. They haven't actually gone on the record to say what happened. The only person who is taking credit is this one person, this anonymous. We have to bring you up to date on your leet speak. That's anonymous owner. There was a 3.
That's a 3.
Yeah. It's
a backwards E.
Yeah, those nerds. That's how they get you.
Okay.
So we have this one person who's taking credit for it. Did they do it? We don't know. They're saying they are. We can believe them. It's really
really tough when we talk about Anonymous,
especially because we don't know anything. We don't know IDs, we don't know identities, we don't know pictures, we don't know locations. I mean, I'm sure that this has gotten enough attention from around the world in the last few hours that the feds are already on the way to whoever has this account set up. So we don't know if this person actually did do it, but it is possible, and there could be reasons behind it. They're very good ones, too. Last year, if you remember, the Stop Online Piracy Act, or SOPA, was a big deal. And that almost passed the House and the Senate, and it almost got signed into law. And had SOPA passed, the internet, as we know, would be completely different right now. So originally, GoDaddy, keep in mind, there are millions upon millions upon millions of users.
And some of these users are just average people who maybe launch their business or, use it for their businesses, small businesses that they run out of their homes.
Yeah, and they're all screwed right now, but we can get to that. But so last year, GoDaddy went out there and they said, okay, well, we support SOPA. Well, why not? It's going to be good. And
I did not know that.
Yeah, people didn't really like that when they said that. So if you remember, there was a big blackout on Reddit and on Wikipedia. GoDaddy, it kind of took them a little bit longer to change their stance. But in the meantime, they lost several thousand of their users. People orchestrated just a switchover and just said goodbye to GoDaddy. GoDaddy actually had to come out and say, all right, guys, we changed our mind. We agree with some of SOPA, but no, we're going to say that we're anti-SOPA. And it was too late, and it cost them a lot of accounts. So we have this anonymous owner guy who's saying that he took credit for it, and he's trying to test out the cybersecurity, which kind of brings us up to something that's happening just the last couple of days. On Friday, it was reported that the White House is drafting an executive order that they might have to put out there if the Senate and Congress can't come to terms with a new cybersecurity legislation. We know that there's a thing called CISPA that was up for a vote a few months ago. And the Senate and the House, however, haven't been able to actually agree on a concise cybersecurity legislation.
And we see similar pieces of legislation being passed or at least taken up in other countries as well.
And things like CISPA, when it was first being brought up a few months ago, people were saying, oh, this is just SOPA back from the dead. Now, we don't know if GoDaddy supports CISPA. In fact, they really haven't said anything. There's one statement, if you dig up online a few months back, someone from GoDaddy says, we don't know. We're unsure. So we do know that the White House, however, is planning on launching their own kind of cybersecurity legislation.
And when's that supposed to happen?
Well, the news broke on Friday. The White House could do it whenever. And if we know anything about President Obama's executive orders, it'll probably be signed in the middle of the night, and no one will know until it's too late.
So we're connecting some dots here, of course. The fact that GoDaddy at one time supported SOPA did go back on that decision, but it took a while.
The point is, there's reason to believe that people don't like GoDaddy for legitimate excuses.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Anonymous, because this anonymous owner, not owned 3R.
So you're learning, all right.
I'm learning. Is apparently a member of Anonymous. But when we talk, and I want to talk more broadly about this because this could happen in the future. Random, so-called members of Anonymous could start launching attacks on websites of their choices that the rest of the collective doesn't agree with. I mean, how does this work in the future with Anonymous?
I don't know. I mean, it's worked. It's worked so far. Maybe not to the successful degree that you would hope for, but Anonymous has been out there, since at least 2008, and carried out a bunch of operations. Not everyone who participates under the umbrella agrees with their exact motives and their reasons and what they've done, but it's happened before. There was actually a case a few years ago where someone took credit for the big blockade and attack when PayPal blocked distributions to WikiLeaks. Someone actually took credit for that, lied, had nothing to do with it, and they were arrested and thrown in jail. And eventually, the feds realized, oh, that's not the right person.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting because there's not, a democratic system here in which Anonymous takes votes on what to launch attacks on.
Yeah. So we need to be clear. This isn't. We don't know that this was a anonymous operation. Anonymous being the collective group. We know that someone claiming to be a member of Anonymous is taking credit, and hopefully within the next few hours, either this person or GoDaddy will should come out with a legitimate statement and explain what the hell happened. Because right now we think could have been a DDoS attack, could have been SQL injection, JavaScript injection.
Distributed denial of service attack, DDoS.
You're learning so quickly. Wow.
I'm getting it. So that's what I kind of understood happened here, but we still don't know that either.
Something happened. The DNS servers at GoDaddy went down. How that happened, if someone orchestrated a bunch of botnets to attack them, if someone is just really, really, really smart, or maybe someone joked online, maybe someone just tripped over an Ethernet cable at GoDaddy. So.
And I should mention, just a few hours ago, I went over to your desk to find out more about this, but you were very, very busy working on this. So we appreciate all the work that you're doing on this, and give us an update when there is one.
That's why I make the big bucks.
Yep. Well, of course. Of course, RT Web producer Andrew Blake. It's always fun to have you on.
Thanks, Chrissy.